Hey guys, Shane here, Just Flight Simmer. Welcome to another FSElite first look video. Today we are in Stapleford Airfield in the UK, EGSG, and we are taking a look at Just Flight's newly released Cessna C152. The C152 is known around the world as a great training aircraft for upcoming pilots, so I thought it would be fitting to do a first look video around this airport in this region, and we'll take off and we'll do a couple of 180 turns and some stalls just as we were doing our PPL, and we'll bring it back in for a landing and see how it did. But before we take to the skies, we'll take a closer look on the exterior and the interior of the 152. Now, before we jump into the thick of it, the C152 is available for prepared version 4, 3, 2 and 1, and also for Flight Simulator X, Accelerator Gold and Steam editions. The Just Flight team have also included a manual that is very detailed and will get you up to speed quite quickly. Installation was a breeze, and they've also included this as GTN 750 compatible, even though I won't be using it in this video. Now, the Just Flight team claim that the C152 is accurately modelled using real-world plans and a bunch of photographs that they had their hands on. So they've used HD textures throughout to produce the highest quality and clarity, and also the bump and specular mapping is used throughout the aircraft to produce a truly 3D feel. And I would tend to agree. My first impressions of the 3D modelling and texture on this aircraft is they're being done with the highest of quality, and I really think they've done a great touch of the texturing when it's been given the worn feel, because these aircraft have been flying around for a long time, so looking good. The C152 also comes with ground equipment including chocks and tie downs, numerous of animations including passenger door, cockpit windows, sun visors, map compartment and engine exhausts. And if you like liveries, you won't be disappointed here as well. It comes with 8 different liveries, 2 from the UK, 2 from the US, 1 from Germany, 1 from France, 1 from Canada and 1 from Australia. So with saying all that, let's jump into the cockpit and take a look around there as well. Welcome to the C152 cockpit, and as you can see straight away, the quality just doesn't stop out on the exterior. It's been replicated all the way through into the exterior of the cockpit. So we're just going to remove the yoke there. And as you can see, each different sound and button and even the circuit breakers all have their own distinctive sound, and anything that you look at here is all modeled and it is working. Things such as functioning carburetor heat and primer controls, including primer simulation for cold weather operations. They've also included failures such as spark plug fouling, limited battery life and a vapor lock and more. I did mention before that the 152 is GTN compatible, although I'm not using it in this flight because we're not going to fly too far away from the airport. It does include a fully functional comprehensive IFR compatible avionics kit, including the KMA 20 auto selector, the KX175B COM1 and NAV1 radio, the RT395A transponder unit, and also it has ADF. Now, going back to the texture work, I really love the detail of the chipped off paint around the edging of the window. It's one of my favorites. There's also different things like scuff marks on the doors and scratches on the mats on the floor. They've really given it a sort of worn but well looked after look, and I really enjoy that because this aircraft must have seen some upcoming budding pilots, many of them along its flying career. So we'll go for a round and have a look around the back of the aircraft, and what you should find the airworthy certificate for this aircraft. Now, every livery, all 8 in fact of those, will have its own unique certificate for each individual aircraft. And as you can see, this is a 2-seater aircraft. There's only a little bit of room for baggage in the back there, but that's the certificate there. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump back into the front of the cockpit. I'll show the menu and then we'll get on our very way. The menu and the options that come with the C152 is very similar to the Arrow and the Warrior. You've got a couple of different panel state options, cold and dark, ready for takeoff. You can also toggle off the gyro sounds. I pretty much leave them off as well. You can toggle the engine management on and off. You can toggle the cockpit state saving. You can toggle the panel selector, which is the arrow on the top left, and also toggle the refuel option here, where you can check your oil, add some oil. You can recharge your batteries as well to really help with the immersion feeling you need to look after your aircraft. We also have some extra options in the panel selector. These are pretty much used during flight. So you've got the lightning stick there, that'll actually start the engines for you. And you've got the dynamic checklist, which is absolutely fantastic if you want to follow by the book. We're not going to be using that today, but it is very accurate. Flight computer, this is great if you're doing cross-country runs. You can check your fuel burn and whatnot. And also it comes with a little toe so you can position your aircraft, so that it comes in very handy. But within saying that, it's time to get this aircraft started up and listen to some engine sounds. Now we're all configured and ready for taxi. Because it's a 152, we don't have much horsepower underneath the bonnet. We need to increase to get the RPMs up a fair way just to get the aircraft moving. Now you may have noticed with the engine startup and the beginning of taxi that the C152 has a custom sound pack, and this is provided by the guys down at Turbine Sound Studios, TSS. Now anytime I've come across their sounds in the aircraft is a top-notch job, and it really helps this become a pretty good package by having that immersion feeling of great sound. And another detail to add, since we're actually got some vibrations in the aircraft, they have modeled at Just Flight, the RPM needle is wobbling and also the fuel needles are wobbling, so it's a very, very nice touch. So our taxi's coming to the end. We're going to pull up the numbers here. We're going to get the aircraft configured, pop the flaps down, put the strobes on, put the transponder on, and we're going to cut through the shrubbery here. Someone's forgot to mow the grass, and we're going to get ready and take off. Now the C152, basically your takeoff speed is going to be about 65 nautical miles, and best climb is going to be around about the same. So we're going to climb up to 3,000 feet today, and we're going to do some turns and some stalls, some maneuvers up there. So I'll be quiet now, so please enjoy the takeoff, and I'll come back to you soon. Very smooth and easy takeoff. Didn't need to put much work into the rudders to keep the aircraft straight, which was nice. So we're going to keep going up to 3,000 feet, and I'll come back to you soon, and we'll start doing some turns and see how the C150 handles really in the air. So we've made it to 3,000 feet, which is going to be our training maneuvering altitude for the flight today. Everything in this flight I've been flying by hand. There is no autopilot, so it's been very, very interesting. So we're going to make the first turn to be a right 180 degree turn, and I'm going to try and keep it within 200 feet of our altitude now. So this is my first really big turn in this aircraft, so we'll see how we go. Not bad for a first go. I did lose 100 feet, but for the first turn in the aircraft, that's not too bad. I wanted to keep it at the same altitude, if not within 200 or above, but we'll straighten up and then we'll do a left 180 back to the east direction. Okay, so we'll begin our left-hand turn. Hopefully it's better than the right-hand turn. Some interesting stuff. You can pick yourself up a Cessna 152 nowadays, a decent one between 40 to 70,000 Australian dollars. So understand that's why there's still a lot going around and they're very popular still to this day. Not as smooth, but we kept within the desired altitude this time. Now, let's see if we can set up a stall. Now, according to the Just Flight manual, we should receive some buffering, and also the stall warning should come on just above 40 knots. So we'll see how we go. So according to the manual, I would say that is pretty accurate. I tried to see if I could get a wing drop and exaggerate a little bit. Got a little one, but it was pretty easy to recover. So I think that's enough shenanigans for this flight. We're going to make our way back to the airport. So I'll leave you with montage and I'll come back to you on approach. So I'm hoping you enjoyed that montage. She looked great in the air. We're on short approach into the runway. Our approach speed is going to be about 55 knots. Once we get through these trees and over the numbers, we'll cut back to idle and flare a little bit, and we'll see how we go. Well, that was definitely a training landing. That would make any instructor a little bit nervous, but within saying that, we'll take a look at the replay and I'll come back to you shortly. So my final thoughts on the first look of the Just Flight C152. I would have to say it does carry on the legacy of quality when it comes to the previous aircraft such as the Warrior and the Arrow 3. I would have to say it's probably in the FSX world and the prepared world the best C152 going around. So for the price that Just Flight is charging, I don't think you can go wrong. If you want something that's slow and low and a bit of a training aircraft, I would absolutely recommend considering the Just Flight C152. So on behalf of the FSElite team, I thank you very much for watching, and we will see you on the next video. Thank you very much and have a great day.